the actual pistol round? It looks like it might be because people have actually
like
bought weapons and things, so it would make a lot of sense for it to be the pistol round.
Seems like it will just be live. And this time around, we do see the same buy coming up. Everyone will be getting Kevlar over on that terrorist side. Apart from Mini this time around, he will be going for the utility. Obviously, that smoke most likely going to be used to get him past cross, and it will block off CT. And then he has to be flashbang to help him out as well. They will peek a little bit early, and Zed trying to take the conflict. Fires a few shots, doesn't actually tag anyone out, but Medic has the information now. There is a small gap in that smoke as well if Batham tries to cross, but the bomb will go down, Joe.
It certainly will, and even if the terrorists lose now, that's a good start to the game, is being able to get that bomb down and get that extra bit of dollar. But here we go, the CT's pushing forwards, and immediately some heads get taken off. Batham immediately able to answer this one, so it's still 1-for-1. 1 HP on Andrew, and actually is going to go down. Connor finds one for himself as well as Medic chimes in. But Batham here on the scene with the 3K, and that's going to secure the first round of the game. Yeah.
Really great stuff coming out there. The same sort of strat they went for previously before the game was restarted, but really effective stuff. Obviously going very aggressive this time around. Once again, CeX tried to take that short control. Nothing too heavy towards long. Not anyone even there just sort of facing, trying to get the information early on. They were trying to play that for the retake, but just didn't work out too well for them. Looking like they will try and send 2 players up mid potentially here, with Medic just sort of playing with a scout. The old Sliggy strat, or the Mo strat, depending on what you want to call it, where you do push 2 players up and then cover them with a scout, but they haven't actually gone for that this time around.
No. I've actually just noticed as well that Reason have Reason. So we've now got Reason.
Oh yeah, Reason.
In the Premiership.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Reason.
That's great.
Living up to his name.
Just beautiful. Here we go, Spanstorm with the Deagle. He's going to be looking to try and pop some craniums. But is he going to be able to land those shots? That's the thing, because it's an expensive weapon. But Charlele already down to 13 HP. Unlucky number as well, so don't know how long he's got in this world. So the flashbang goes in, and immediately that's 2 picked up by the God Heavy. And that's the Deagle coming on out, but he's not going to be able to land those shots we were talking about. Only Reason and Zed remaining, though.
Yeah, that was great work from Syndra towards mid doors, being able to shut down 2 of those players. And this round is definitely in the hands of CeX right now. Reason has to try and get this frag on towards Resu, and he's doing too fantastic of a job. Gets tagged down, and then eventually will fall as well. Zed is going to trade it out, but he's got a hard task to deal with now.
One life.
To Spandex.
Spanstorm so close to getting that kill, but he's down to 8 HP himself. So actually, CeX not looking all too hot right now. Zed, he's got 2 kills for himself, and he's got some decent equipment to work with. He's got the full armor as well as the AK, so has found the bomb for himself, but he's only got 20 seconds to get that down. Obviously controlling the B site though, but he's got no idea where Spanstorm is right now.
Spandex obviously fairly low, but has that element of surprise behind them, as you said. Will just tiptoe his way up. Zed paranoid right now, focusing towards tunnels, and that could be his downfall. He will peek out, but catches him off guard, and will be able to dispatch him with just a single bullet straight into his chest there. Yeah.
So really well played there by Zed, and I think it was Reason that was alive with him in the 2 versus 3, and actually it was Zed that really kind of stepped it up, because Reason got tagged by the scout and then finished off by, I think it was Rezu. And then Zed just kind of turns it around, gets 3 kills for himself, and manages to pretty much single-handedly secure that round.
See, this is nice as well with Reason actually going for the free SMG buy, because they were aware that CeX went for the force into the previous rounds. They have nothing really to play with, and have only just invested with 1 flashbang really on Resu and a couple of PT50s. So they know they can just rip their way through them very easily with those Mat 10s and build up a fairly large economy into the following round. They've gone for a fairly heavy stack towards long right now. There were 4 players there, just 1 I think is going to be sitting all the way over on B. That'll be Charlie, just holding to see if they do go for an aggressive B play. But it will be a short take towards the A bomb site. And they're going to be able to land their shot, so they should be ripped to shreds fairly easily.
There is a massive stack here on A, though. There's still 3 CTs remaining. If they can land those headshots, they're still in with a shot, and that is going to be 1, but immediately answered by Batham, who grabs a second one for himself as well, and he's looking for a 3rd. It is going to be Zed that picks it up with the AK in the end, though, and now 1 CT remaining. P250 is not going to be nearly enough, and Batham grabs himself a 4K, and actually 8 kills already on Batham right now. The only one that's anywhere near him is Zed on 4. The rest of the team struggling to even find him, because Batham's not letting him live long enough.
It's true. They're being snatched up way too early into the round. It's good to see as well. They're actually going to go for the AWP immediately into this. Charlie's going to bomb 1 on the CT side, and Connor will actually be the man to take the call over on the Reason game inside. But who is going to be quicker? It's going to be very interesting to see. That nade, unfortunately, coming out there doesn't affect them too heavily. On short, Spandex obviously backed up by Charlie. I believe he is just playing on shocks right now, so if they go for the peak, he should be able to get the frag and then just drop off. Spandex just trying to help him out so they can trade this out fairly effectively. Zed has the potential to actually get the opener here. I mean, this is basically just going to be a split onto the A-bomb site. The Pints to play with, the rest of them coming up from long a little bit later into the round. Zed's sort of going to be the main man to try and be that lurk role that I was talking about. Coming in later on and try and get this opening frag. Spandex terrified right now, though. Paranoid that he could just be laying in wait in that smoke. But a push will be unfolding now, Joe.
Certainly will, and basically no utility remaining on Reason, so it's going to be purely down to how well they're able to get these headshots out and how well they're going to be able to aim in these fights, Charlie. They already tagged down to 30, and that's going to be Spandex going down as well. Batham looking for the plant, but Medic is just standing there waiting, looking for the jump shot, and he will find it, but the bomb did end up going down anyway. It's 3 versus 3 now, both teams with an AWP in their lineup, as we see Godevi pushing up forwards. Obviously, there's the wall of smokes that he has to deal with, and he's going to spot someone out on Goose, so that's a good bit of information for them. But there's a nice shot out of Charlie as well. That is going to be the smoke going down, and actually, this is looking like it might just be a diffuse coming on out.
We'll be able to get that spray down now, though, onto one man, Reason, and the follow-up as well onto Connor. Good stuff on the board there. That retake, very well done from CeX. Looking very well coordinated. Everyone doing their part perfectly. Nice use of utility as well. Everyone actually going in with the flash peaks. It was good stuff. No one actually going in overly dry or doing anything too ridiculous. It was quite well structured from them.
Yeah, it certainly was. And interesting to see what the rest of these players choose to go for on this one on the CT side. Looks like a couple more rifles will be bought, and actually a UMP coming out from Medic. Was able to buy the full grenades, armor, and defuse kit, though. So they're doing okay on the back of that round. They managed to win one for themselves, and now if they can win this next one as well, Reason in the next round will be really, really strapped for cash and struggling. But for this one, they've got a bunch of rifles, and Mini going to be rocking with that Tech 9.
As well as you said, that UMP actually fairly effective armor penetration, so it's not even going to be that much of a downside. Well, that double up setup actually coming out, one of them being on Cinder and the other one over on Charlie. Looks like Charlie was going for that aggressive face towards long early. I wanted to try and find the peak towards T-Spawn, but no one was really opting to go for the face too early. There is actually a chance the bomb could be taken very easily here towards Upper Tons, and Cinder has gone for it. He went for the aggressive peak. He was just tiptoeing his way out. He shut down Mini, and they've got the bomb in their control. Medic as well could be a key factor into the round. We'll rattle off those shots. A flurry of bullets come out, but somehow Connor was given enough time to recover before he eventually gets slain by Rezu. And there's a return frag, Joe, as Reason pops the head of Rezu, bringing it back into a 3 versus 3.
Yeah, but there's 2 AWPs on the lineup of CEX. If they can use them effectively, they're going to be in an absolutely fantastic position. And here we go, Cinder on that B site. But the AWP, not actually that great if you're in this close quarters kind of battle, and he is going to find himself there. Does find one for himself, but Reason immediately answers for that, and now it's 2 versus 2. Still, obviously, with Chalele, he's got the AWP as well. Sandstorm with the M4 is going to be the first one to push on in. Charlie on the back of the site will get taken down by Zed, who just spins around and takes the head off of Cinder. I don't even know what that was. Oh, not Cinder, sorry, Spandex, but either way. That ridiculous 2v1, frankly. I feel like that should have at least been a trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, that was really weird, sort of the way they went in there, obviously, for the back of the flashbang. It seemed that there was just a bit of a late peak for Spandex. Didn't really go in to try and help out too much for Charlie, and obviously was just immediately shut down by a very nice flick from Zed, as you said. But once again, into the favour of Reason. Heavily armed to the teeth, Joe. Their Arsenal is looking a whole lot stronger than CeX right now. A bit of a deco actually coming into the fold here. 3 Deagles on the field, one of those being a famous as well over on Cinder, and then just the 5-7 on Resu.
I think they're right now just looking for a way to kind of just squeeze around out of Reason at this point, because Reason so far have really been giving them a bit of a run for their money, and CeX, only with 1 round on the board, need to try and find something, because you can't really afford to fall too far behind this early in the game, because let's be honest, Counter-Strike is a game all about momentum, and you do not want that to be going in your opponent's favour for too long. They will just build up a bank and be able to run away with it, but here we go, Medic going to be on the scene on A, but immediately 2 counter-terrorists drop, and look at this. Whole team just getting wiped. Zed again just tearing people's heads off. Medic now looking for shots with the Deagle, but not going to be able to find anything. And now it's just going to be Cinder remaining with that Famous, but he's not even going to look to try and take this one. He's just going to be holding onto his rifle and making sure that they've got at least something moving on into the next round.
Yeah, really wants to try and save himself some cash here, because it's not too fantastic. Does actually have a bit of a cheeky angle. Could take down Zed here. He's just going to see the small pixel, so he's aware of his position. Hoping he would just push into suicide to try and get this frag, because obviously they've got a lot of money over on that reason side. They want to just try and hunt, try and take him down now, force him to get a rebuy into the following round and really put him in a bit of an awkward situation.
That was a nerve-wracking peak right there for Cinder. As bullets whiz past his ears, but the bomb is going to explode. See if anyone actually gets here to try and hunt him in time. I don't think they will, though. Should be able to take this Famison through, and he does. Well, there you go, $2,000 for each of the players right now of CEX. It's not going to be a good round for them. They are just going to have to eco this one out. But most players were still alive for a reason at the end of that round. I think there was only one of them actually died. And they're just going to be absolutely fine. They don't have to rebuy anything. They're just going to start to stack up the cash like I was talking about.
This is quite interesting though from CeX, obviously, realising they can't just play these eco rounds, just out like 4x rounds or essentially just gun rounds. They do just want to try and go a little bit more shock and awe. So they have gone with a stack. Fortunately for Resu, he isn't aware of the positioning of Mini that should be able to dispatch him very, very quickly. We'll get that spray down and get some bit of cash injection. Batham's going to go on to try and keep that pain train going as well as he shuts down Cinder. And now it's just 3 man left, and they are trapped on that B bomb site.
Yeah, and I think the thing is as well, Reason know that they're there. Realistically, it's a. Well, I say that. Maybe they don't, because they're pushing on forwards, but I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue for them anyway, as Mini finds 2 for himself, and he's got a Deagle to look for the last one. All he needs is 1 good bullet to the head, but it's going to be Connor that finds it with a Deagle instead. And that is a nice, simple eco bash coming out from Reason, and that's their 6th round on the board now. Look at that, $8,000 for each of the players, but finally CeX are actually going to be able to buy something to at least try and contend with this Reason roster that is honestly starting to run away with the game.
Yeah, it's true indeed. They're getting a lot of momentum behind them, and this is what we wanted to see, obviously, on that T side. It's where you can just set the pace of the game and take the ball by the horns. Interesting positioning from Medic here, though. He has been able to push all the way up mid. He has the back of the 2 players on short as well. This could really be a critical play into the round. This could be the catalyst to kick it off, and he will kick things open with that immediate frag onto Batham. That's allowed him to get the opener, and Cinder will keep it going as he lands the spray down onto Mini. Now there's just 3 man left standing. That trio will sprint their way into the A bomb site. Can they secure it and actually zone out the CTs though? They've got an awful lot of utility left into the round. They're trying to use these smokes, but CTs are actually going to go for a counter boost. This could be huge. Charlie up top of the silence then 4. If he can get the angle, it could actually cause some damage, but he's not going to be able to. Medic is just going for the panic jump right now to try and force them to stop the bomb plant. They have been able to get it down much.
Certainly haven't. Just as the molly comes out, Medic peaks, and that's going to be 2 more kills going the way of the CTs. Connor answers, though, with a headshot from that AWP, but Cinder is just tearing people apart right now. That is going to be, honestly, what felt like a pretty easy round for CeX. They don't have a kit to work with, but they've got plenty of time to get this defuse off, and that is going to finally be a 2nd round coming out for CEX, and crucially halting Reason in their tracks. They have to get a couple more rounds on the board, though, because look how much cash Reason have to work with.
They have an abundance of money in the bank. It is ridiculous, and it's just not looking too healthy. And the scary thing is, obviously, as well, with such a fragile economy on that CT half, if they lose this following round, they're going to be completely reset and then be, you know, in an even more awkward situation than they were just in. It was interesting, though. Obviously, they seem to have taken note that Reason haven't been playing that much of an aggressive role towards mid. They haven't been washing it that heavily, so it did allow Medic to just push up and get into a better angle. They've been going very aggressive towards long early into the round or playing a slow default outside of B. And once again, Medic's positioning could have been huge, but this time around, they switched it up. Connor's realised something needs to be changed. He's donned the AWP again. And been able to shut him down as he tries to make his sneaky play up mid. And this could be huge as well. Munch slightly missing the shot. That could have been ridiculous if he had landed it.
If he just waited a split second longer, he maybe could have had 2 kills in a single shot right there. But I really like that from Reason. They kind of saw what Medic did last round. They said, okay, if we can bait him into doing that aggressive push again and just punish him for it, we've got pretty much a round in the bag. And that is just, as you said earlier, going to wreck CEX's economy. Connor just going to be hanging out up at the top of mid. Oh, looked away at exactly the wrong moment right there, and it is going to be Andrew capitalizing on that. Charlie on the A site, though, and he's got a lot of work cut out as there are 4 members charging towards him. Spandex does manage to grab 2 for himself, though, so decent answer coming out from the CTs right now, and it's 2 versus 2, but there's some struggling health bars right now for Reason.
Yeah, it's true as well, and these just sort of the players that you'd want left alive on that CEX side. Obviously, Cinder being one of the men that really can go huge for that side countless times. And with him being alive in a clutch situation, you're definitely going to be counting your lucky stars. Reason trying to bait him out with a fake plant right now, seeing if anyone has. Pushed into low CT, but Resu just waddles out on his lonesome and gets shut down because of it. Batham as well, focusing towards CT. They should be able to shut down Cinder, but just as I said, still looking fairly crisp. Lands the opener, but Batham's going to retaliate with a nice rapid shot there.
Yeah, Batham really doing work for his team this game. He's on double the kills of anyone else on his team, and I mean, his money reflects that too. He is absolutely loaded at this point, and his shots have been absolutely on point so far this game. Hopefully he's going to be able to keep that one up, and right now, with how well they're playing, Reason's still on 7. Actually, Cinder getting tagged through the door there by the AWP. I think that was a leg, though. Is only going to knock him down 250, so he's still going to be okay, but P250 in hand. It's a bit of a deco once again coming out with the scout in the hands of Medic.
Mini and Coke seem to be ready for the short push this time around. They have gone for it quite a lot. We do usually see that very early on, obviously. Has been Spandex and the backup Charlie 9 times out of 10. Just going for that information play, spotting towards lower tunnels and obviously checking top mid, but they seem to have clocked on and finally been able to counter it very efficiently now.
Now we'll see whether they're going to be able to find anything on this deco round. CeX really need to try and, if they can just get 1 or 2 rounds on the trot, actually get some cash flow going for their team, maybe they can find a way back into this half. But right now, there's only 5 rounds left of the half, or 6 rounds including this one. And realistically, they've got to get at least 4 rounds on the board, or it's just going to be looking absolutely dire heading into the second half. Connor, though, can't quite find the shot. It's going to be Charlie finding one with that deagle. The AWP shot's just not landing here for Connor. He's not really been able to find those targets that he needs to. Or he's been able to find the targets, just not been able to land the bullets. But Batham is going to be doing the exact opposite as he finds 2 for himself, but they're traded back pretty effectively. And now Spandex is going to be able to arrive on the scene, but he's found himself in a 2 versus 1. Still has that deagle. Magical things can happen with that weapon, but he ain't got the right skin on for that kind of clutch.
Unfortunately, and Connor will finally be able to land one of those shots. It'll be quite an important one, ending around there. And Reason with a massive advantage right now. As you said, basically already won the half at this point. 8 rounds on the board, looking very dominant, trawling their way through. And they're showing no signs of slowing down.
No, they're absolutely not. And I mean, even if they all die and lose the round, they still have enough to rebuy next round. That's the crucial thing, because CeX, they keep on trying to cobble these buys together, but again, you've got people that haven't actually got anything to work with. You've got Cinder on just that 5-7. You've got a UMP in the hands of Medic. And if they're the guys that remain, if you lose your other 3 rifles, you've lost the round entirely, and it means that next round as well, they're really going to struggle to find anything to work with. They maybe need to just sacrifice a round at this point, just so that they can actually maybe find a way into this game.
There's a little bit of a struggle for them right now. Once again, that A bomb site seeming like it is going to be the target of the next onslaught for the Reason game inside. They are setting up with what appears to be another split play, which is one man going late towards long. That is going to be Zed, of course, the lurker for the side. He will just be holding out. Spandex is going to be there to greet him, and it seems like this has actually planted the seed of doubt in the mind of Charlie that's come over to try and help him out a little bit, throwing a flashbang in to just set off a little bit of a commotion. Right now, the most advantageous position he can stay in is by car to really try and stop them from finding their way up short so easily. But they begin to leak out. He will land one opener, but unfortunately for him, he's going to get taken down by the headshot of Batham. Reason comes in with one on a medic, and now it's just down to 3 men on either side.
Certainly is, but as we mentioned earlier, Cinder only with that 5-7, so I'd definitely say Reason with the advantage. They're all on this site, and actually I say that, there's one of them goes down. It's going to be Reason, going to be dropped as well as Spandex arrives, but last player is going to be Zed, and he's coming from long. He's going to be able to find one. Oh, nearly whiffed that. That could have been disastrous, but cannot find the headshot on the 5-7. I mean, maybe that's just the caster's curse coming out right now. I was saying how he's only got this UMP, he's only got the 5-7 to work with, but that does not seem to matter to him.
See, this is what I was saying as well with Cinder, one of those players that you want in these ridiculously just tight clutch situations, because at times he just goes off with his ridiculous individual skill. And I mean, I don't even know if you can say that was, or if that was just somehow a divine intervention had guided that bullet up long, because that was ridiculous with a 5-7 there.
Yeah, I have no idea what just happened, but Cinder is definitely not looking to move on into the second half.
Well from Medic.
There you go, that's the end of Medic. And not a good start to this next round. And again, we talked about a minute ago how if CeX just win 1 round and then lose again, that's all their loss bonus gone. They can't afford to just kind of remove any momentum that they did have. Well, here we go, UMP spraying through the smoke, but Spandex isn't going to be able to find one just yet.
This is one of the really worrying factors as well. When I saw the veto and I said the fact we were seeing a map like Dust 2 was quite scary. It's obviously a map where Reason, just with that individual skill alone, will be able to just batter you down and try and put you in a box. Yeah. And it's sort of one of those things that scared me quite a bit, because I said it seems like CeX as well, when they do get forced into a corner, it takes a while to get that confidence back. Cinder is trying to work on that, though. He gets one, somehow links it into a second as well. Wants going for that trick, but Zed says no, not today, my friend, and will charge his way through. But lurking in the shadows, it's a wild Resu, but he's unfortunately only going to be able to get one. But it does bring it just down to a lone Reason. He's outnumbered 2-1. Does he have it in him, Munchables?
That's going to be the question as he gets tagged through the door. 4 HP remaining. A single pistol shot will do it, but Reason manages to get the bomb down. And here we go, Spandex pushing forwards as Reason's looking the wrong way, and one single bullet is more than enough. Coming out from Spandex, that's 2 kills for him on the board, and that is finally 2 rounds in a row for CEX. Maybe they're actually going to be able to even up the scoreline just a little bit before moving into the second half.
I mean, that is literally the best possible thing that could happen in this scenario. This is what was worrying us so much. It was the fact it seemed like all of a sudden it was just going to get swept away from them once again. But no, they've been able to carry it on them. In fact, it went quite down to the wire. They have lost an awful lot of money throughout that, so they are forced to go to the rebuy. So their economy's not looking too healthy, but at least they do have an economy. That's probably the best thing that could come out of it. Let's see if they can try and make it better this time around. Charlie is going to go for that aggressive face towards Long, but no one's going to be there to greet him this time.
I think the most important thing is the fact that for the first time this game, it feels like Reason don't actually just have a straight-up full buy to work with. And it's going to be CeX in the driving seat in terms of what they've got to work with here. Mini going to be on just that Tech 9 as well as Zed. Here we go, full rifles for CeX. And actually, if they can win the next 3 rounds, they're moving into the second half on basically level footing. So definitely not out of the running. And a couple of rounds ago, it definitely felt like they were maybe just... they were very close to what felt like out of the game, but they seem to have been able to pull it back a little bit. But this is going to be, again, a crucial round. As you said, they're not really going to be able to afford to go for a full rebuy if they lose out on this one.
As well. We see this confidence from Cinder time and time again, where he's tried to go for this upper peak, and he's actually done a very effective job out of it 9 times out of 10, and been able to just rip his way through people. There is going to be one man there trying to hold it, which will be Connor. It looks like he has decided against that risky move, but this will be a split to be play. As they make their way through mid, Resu did an effective job to actually spray down Mini, but he's only going to get in before he's traded out. Cinder does come in, but it's the same story. It's absolutely bodied there by Connor, and now it's just down to a 3 versus 3. They have secured that bomb site. The welcome mat is there, and they've decided to take that small plot of land. Can the CTs retake it? They do have a little bit of utility to work with. 3 flashbangs. They might find their way into the site, but can they find the frags?
Well, they're going to be looking to push on forwards. It's actually just walking straight through the molly, and Connor's not having any of it. It is going to be a 2-for-2 trade, though. Now 1 versus 1. Charlie is on the scene, and he manages to take down the final player for Reason. And he's got the kit. He's more than enough time to finish off that bomb. And CeX, they're on a little bit of a roll here. They're starting to actually rack up some cash. And with that round win on the board, they're going to be able to go for the full rebuy here. They're going to have full kit to work with. However, there is a decent amount of money to work with for their opponents in Reason as well. But honestly, if they can win this round, I think it's going to be a 7-8 half.
Yeah, most likely so. I mean, Reason right now, nowhere near the sort of standard of utility you'd want, obviously, due to the money constraints. And Menix returned to his old form as well, getting aggressive towards mid. For me, this is sort of the worst sort of play they could have gone for. Reason don't have that many smokes to actually go for these execute sort of mid to B right now. They're just going for these faces. They should have just chilled out, used the utility to their advantage, tried to waste a lot of time. So this is actually in a nice position to try and cause a little bit of havoc here towards lower. And his teammates doing a good job of baiting for him as well by being able to get that opener. They could still bring this back, but right now it is still in the favour of Reason. And they're beginning to make that gap even bigger. Oh, good trigger patience here, though.
He's going to get punished for it, though. Batham checks the corner and immediately takes him out. And Resu found that pretty amusing in that situation. But Charlie now, last man remaining for CEX. We'll see what he can do. The answer is nothing. Zed is going to take his head clean off his shoulders and find another round for Reason. And this is the crazy thing about when it's just 2 rounds remaining. It could have been both teams level pegging, or it can be 5-10 with one team double the score. Such a huge difference between those 2 score lines, but Reason with a full buy, and it's going to be yet another deco. Charlie just gets wiped out once more by Zed. And not a good-looking round right now for Team CEX.
He's going to go down barreling towards bottom mid as well. If they're not aware of the positioning here of Resu, though, he could actually be quite a key player into the round. They're not going to check the angle. He actually gets a single frag, tries to turn it into a double, but Zed's not going to allow that on his watch and will actually best him with the railing him down from the top of mid. This is still going to favour Reason quite heavily. CeX in terms of what they've got to work with, there is a very slim chance if they can actually get another frag on the board, potentially recover that weapon of reason as well. But it's going to be a hard one. The only beneficial factor is the fact they are actually making their way towards that I-bomb site. And Medic actually close by with a scout could get an opener that could turn this around a little bit.
Certainly could. Does manage to tag one, and it's going to be Cinder going down. I was about to say he's got the 5-7, so he could do some work, but it's just not going to happen right there. As Medic looking for the jump scout, but he does not find his target. Batham now pushing on forwards, and he's got the AK in hand to start to take some heads off. We've seen him absolutely tearing it apart so far this game, and he's going to be looking for more as Medic gets a nice jump scout onto the site. Batham can't quite find his shots just yet. He's going to throw out that molly, and that forces Medic right into his line of sight, but good shot by Spanstorm. Does tag out Zed with that AWP, and now he's got the scout himself. Maybe he can do some work here.
Time really not in his favour, though. He has to try and do something soon. He's going to walk straight into the crosshairs of Batham and be punished because of this. And that is going to be a 5-10 scoreline, very heavily in the favour of Reason there. As you said, double the score of CeX. And I mean, in terms of things, it looked like they deserved it. Everyone really stepping up to the mark. And I mean, you got to give it to them. Batham, 19 frags on the board, popping off fantastically the amount of frags on the board. And it was just ridiculous. Zed as well, playing that lurk role perfectly to actually come into the backstab just when CeX were caught completely off guard. And everyone just looked very strong. It was just crisp stuff across the board for everyone, though. Yeah,
it really was. And we'll see whether they can continue it into this half as well. If they can get this pistol to start off with, they'll be in fantastic stead moving into the second half. Here we go. It's going to be Cinder pushing up forwards with that Tech-9 looking for the headshots, but just doesn't quite find his target to start this round off. But looks like the A site is just about in control of Team CeX right now. They should be able to get the bomb down very early into this round, and even if they lose now, at least they managed to get that extra $1 billion.
Ooh. Reason there. Catching out Spandex was in that elevated position, just trying to keep these eyes in the sky as to spot what's going on from the CTs. It's a very awkward angle to try and hit as you're walking your way through. But they were actually shut down. Medic, Spandex and co are going to come in. It's like a Mexican standoff right now, one firing from all cylinders. And Resu actually is going to claim 2 heads. Cinder comes in for the final blow, though. And they actually do pick up the pistol round they so dearly needed. That basically would have been game over at that point. But luckily, they've been able to latch on, and the buyers will come out. Not that heavy with SMGs, though, actually. Only 2 of them being picked up. Cinder, I don't know, he's actually going to go for a P90, so obviously not going to get the cash bonus, but he seems to favour that weapon quite a lot, obviously, with the upper pushes we did see on his CT half. Oh, it's not going to matter, though. The scout coming into play there, the door bang as well. We've just seen him gap someone as he tries to cross. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Medic is not messing about this round. Apparently, neither is Cinder. Here we go with Zed on the scout, though. He's going to be looking to try and answer for his dead teammates, but he can't really find the shots. Does manage to tag both players, but he's not going to find those headshots. And now Mini, with the P2000, tagging them out, does find one for himself, but Charlie immediately answering that one. And now it's just down to Batham and Zed. Batham with the Deagle, but it's just not going to be enough, and that's Medic finding another one for himself with that scout. And now Zed, we've already seen him do some pretty crazy things so far this game. We've seen him on the 1 versus 3, and we've seen him on the 1 versus 2. Can he make it a 1 versus 4, though, with just a scout to work with? It's certainly going to be a tall order. He's got a bit of a mountain to climb here. But I would say, if you want someone to be in this kind of situation, Zed seems to be your man in this game. But he's only got 10 HP remaining. He's just trying to sneak through this smoke right now. But I think Cinder is well aware. And in fact, Medic finds him from behind in the end with a scout of his own. And that is going to be another round over to CeX there. Doing pretty well in this second half of the game, and they're starting to close that score gap. I think one more round before Reason are going to be able to counter the full buy here.
Yeah, obviously, no real money on the side of Reason due to the force in the previous round, so they will be able to pick them off fairly effectively. The downside could be if they did actually just walk into some close angles where Reason will be at their prime with these pistols. I've been too ridiculous on the fob right now. Just playing these defaults to see if Reason are actually going to go for an aggressive play and try and spice it up a little bit on the eco. Obviously, they've not got much to lose. They haven't really invested anything into the round. Just 1 P250 over on towards Mini. And they're actually going to be able to shut down Cinder as he's gone a little bit overly aggressive towards that B-bomb site. Did spray down Zed to just 17 HP and land the tag onto Connor, but still not going to be quite a frag just yet. This could actually be turned into a 2-man advantage as well as Reason lands the tag on towards Charlie. And only 40 HP left, and he is spooked and forced to retreat.
Certainly is, and no Reason with 5 men still remaining. This USP round isn't doing too bad for them, but immediately, as I say, that Resu is going to be able to even up this scoreline, but Charlie goes down as well. Reason not messing about when it comes to the secret agent pistol. Here we go. Reason hanging about at CT, waiting for this push. You can hear the footsteps as they push on over towards short, and it's actually going to be smoked off a little bit, but it's not actually going to block his vision over towards long. And Rezu incredibly low, so a single bullet from Reason would have finished him off, but he backs away in the end. Now 3 versus 3. The USPs have been doing work so far, but they've still got a tall order right now. As Spanstorm, manages to find Reason on out with that AK, and this should really be a round for CEX, but we've seen Reason do some crazy things so far this game. That's another crazy thing for you. Zed finding one, and it's going to be another one going down. Medic now, the last man remaining, but I don't think Zed has time really to make the clutch happen.
Yeah, best case scenario there, just save onto that AK, which he will be able to get away with. Most likely, Medic really shouldn't hunt for this right now. Should just scurry out of there. Seeming like he will just be defending it with his life though, just in case any shenanigans are going to be going down. But he will barely just get away.
Yeah, so both players going to end up surviving this round in the end. And they're going to be able to take those weapons on through as well. But Zed going to be very happy with holding on to that AK, because now he's going to save that extra little bit of money, which might not seem like a massive deal, but realistically, when you're as strapped for cash as Reason have been these last couple of rounds, every little is going to help. And now we're going to see actually a full rifle round out of each of them. Spanned already taken down to 50 HP by that explosive grenade as he's starting to push on through tunnels right now. He knows Connor's watching as he's tagged in with a grenade himself, and it's going to be Connor opening up the round. Reason answers for it though, with one onto Rezu, and that's going to be a nice molly. Is it going to be enough though, as they just seem to be dropping like flies right now?
Yeah, Zed just couldn't quite control that wild spray that came out. The Hellstormer bullets just ever so slightly missing. He has got quite a few tags off though, so Medic very low. Cinder as well. Charlie's the only one that's looking very healthy. And Medic actually trying to go huge here. Goes for the initiative play as he peeks out window and says hello as he lands that tag as well to Mini, bringing him down to far below half HP. Batham, he's coming in from the rear and wants to try and find the frag, but it's really going to get quite deep into the streets right now as we see Medic now with that Tech 9 play onto Mini. It's looking like a hard round to try and retake.
Certainly is, and here we go with the CTs pushing on in. Batham doesn't quite get hit, but Reason is going to have his head taken clean off. Batham finds another one though. I don't know if he's got 10 seconds to play with right now. It's going to be a close one, but I think he's just about got it. That M4 coming on through again for Batham. Literally last second on that one. But he is going to be able to get away with it in the end, and Batham once again stepping up for this team. 20 kills on the board now, and really so far has been an absolute standout player for Reason.
Yeah, it's been some fantastic stuff coming out, and it's just really down to the wire as well. It seems like right now with CEX on the T side, where they'll be able to be a little bit more organic. They can go for these sort of slightly more relaxed plays and start their stuff, and as we were saying, try and set the pace in their own style of CS, where they've sort of released the chains a little bit. It's looking a whole lot better, but it's still not quite there. And Reason have been able to find the right buttons to press to slow them down. So obviously not a fantastic buy coming out. Very restricted utility across the board for CEX, and Medic back on the old trusty Deagle. What will they be able to achieve into this one? The slow default. Once again, to see if anyone is going to go overly aggressive. Mini actually playing by car. If they do continue on with their aggression up short, he should be the frontline infantry to really shut them down early.
He certainly should, and he's going to be waiting on with this AWP as they're starting to push up short. But the bomb's still down in tunnels. The shoulder peak's going to be coming out. I think they're well aware that Mini is going to be waiting there, but even if they are aware of it, if he can land his first shot, he's going to be in a fantastic spot. As Medic going to look for that bomb, and maybe the rotation towards B could be coming out. I think CX just kind of waiting for a tell here, waiting for an opportunity to push on forwards, but they're not got all that much time to play with, just 40 seconds left on the clock, and they find Reason. Maybe this is the green light that they've been looking for, and now they're going to start to push on. It looks like B is the decision in the end. Connor's waiting for someone to peek on window though, but it's going to be Rezu, and he's been taking heads so far this game. He's going to be able to turn on to Zed, but doesn't get the kill onto him. And it's going to be 2 CTs going down. There's only 2 remaining as Zed looking for more, but gets taken down by the Deagle of Medic. And now 3 versus 1. Batham has been a standout player so far. We'll see if he can live up to that hype right now. But Charlie is going to be watching with the AWP. Shuts down any chance of a clutch. And CEX still staying in this game. Just 2 rounds behind right now. And honestly, 10 rounds ago, I thought this game was already over. I thought Reason were just going to be running away with it, but this has become pretty much neck and neck.
Well, this is the thing. What we're saying now, they've obviously got into their T side. It's been an entire change of pace. It's ridiculous.
Charlie again with a warbang there.
Yeah, that's going to be good stuff. Knocking Connor so very low. And what will be fantastic is going to make him even easier to be sprayed down by Medic, but it's gone completely wrong. It does actually take down 2 members of that T side. Went to try and connect it for the hat trick, but Spandex had enough of his shenanigans and finally takes him down. It is a 3-on-3, but the Arsenal is so much stronger in the hands of CeX. There is potential for some damage to actually come out from Reason there. If they can still try and whittle away at the economy of CeX, this would be an effective round, as the buy will be coming out next round anyway.
We mentioned now Connor is the new player, but it's going to be Spandex stepping up to the plate. Gets 2 with the AK, and it's going to be Cinder finishing that round off as he puts a bullet right between the eyes of Reason. And Connor, I mean, you mentioned how he's a brand new player, needs to really kind of show who he is in this game. Well, so far, that single play right there with that P250, taking 2 kills and making that round as close as possible, forcing the rebuy out of CEX right now. And it's 10 versus 11. Full eco coming out from Reason, rightly so as well. But they managed to find the first one. Mini going to be grabbing that one with the P250. But it's going to be the B side that they push on towards as Rezu finds 2 headshots for himself. And now Window is going to be the push right now. We've got Zed there with the CZ, but he's not going to be able to find any kills. And actually taken out by the grenade in the end. Mini now with the MAC-10. I don't know if he's going to be able to find anything, and he is going to be taken down in the end. That is going to be another couple of kills coming out for Cinder. And it is going to be another round for CEX. And now this is going to be full rifles versus full rifles. And Reason, honestly, they're the ones that are looking like they're on the back foot right now. They've got to halt this momentum that CEX have managed to build up.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of as well, though, of obviously Mini now done in York once again. If he can be allowed to try and have that breathing room and actually land his shots, he should be a bit of a game changer. He's been playing that car angle and not really been spicing it up too much. I feel like if we see him actually divert off and go with a little bit more of an organic role would be better, but this could actually be the best situation he could possibly be in, as they are still going for this short bombardment. They've been hitting over and over again, and they know they can find their way into the site, but Mini has to finally prove that he is not going to let him in this time, and that leak has been patched.
We'll see whether that leak is going to burst or not, as Andrew is going to be tagged out a little bit here. Charlie with the AWP going to be peeking on out, checking all of those spots, but Mini just holding fast here. This is a spot we've seen Mini in multiple times throughout the game. Last time, though, wasn't able to connect his shots, so this is going to be absolutely crucial, especially how important this round is for Reason right now. He has to be on point with this AWP. The smoke's going to be coming out. The flashbang's getting primed here. It looks like the push is finally going to come. Mini going to be flashed away and has to back out from the A side right now. Reason looking to just do any damage he can, but he really cannot contest this alone. And it looks like the bomb should be going down once they get rid of this Molotov, and they will be able to do so with that smoke grenade. So bomb going to be planted here by Spandex. And now it's the story of the retake from Reason right now. If they can find themselves a pick, if Mini can find one of those targets, then this might just be on the cards for him.
What's actually really huge there as well is obviously Resu, who is playing that lurk towards mid, is aware that no one's going to be able to come up behind him short. So they'll be able to use that utility to take the site control, then just fall back to short. And they know guns coming in from the rear, so they can just pick off anyone who comes in front of them. Mini finally tries to stop that. Reason's going to claim one as well, but is it going to be anywhere near enough? It's down to just the final 3 for each side. Getting a little bit over too confident there as Resu, as he tries to peek out, switches up his role a bit too much and gets punished for it. Spandex trapped in Gandalf will actually land the spray. And the follow-up frag as well onto Reason. It's ridiculous he's landed that. And I mean, that's basically won the round from single-handedly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they had absolutely no time to work with and pushing on. And suddenly Spandex out of nowhere just immediately wipes 2 of them out, secures the round for CEX. And honestly, with how the economies look, might well have actually secured the game for CEX. They're just 4 rounds away. Reason can't go for anything in this one. Obviously, Zed managed to save that M4 for himself. But if he wants to actually manage to secure anything with that M4, he's got his work cut out, as actually a grenade kill comes out onto Medic to start things off. It's going to be Zed as well with that M4, finding 1, finding 2 for himself. He looks for the 3rd as well. He is tearing apart this full buy from CEX. Finally gets shut down, but it's only Cinder remaining. And what did I just witness? The full eco. And I said, Zed has to step up with that M4. And boy, did he.
That was absolutely great individual skill coming out there. Just one by one. I mean, what was interesting as well is the fact they were just peeking him literally as they were trying to flood onto that site, aware of his positioning, but just to open themselves up, showed their Achilles heel, and he was not messing around. He striked them down. And that is going to tie the score lines up once again at 12-12. A full buy for either side. Medic will get that mid-box smoke up so they can try and find their way up short if they need to. But there isn't actually going to be anyone guarding mid on that CT side. That's 3 men towards long, 1 just playing close towards the A bomb site, and then 2 trying to hold B. So they do actually have free passage if they want to try and go for the mid to B play here, potentially. What are they going to try and go for it? Spandex will actually lead the charge.
Shout out to the Observer, Matcha, on follow.
He's pressed all
as well.
That was quite big, yeah.
Here we go. Full buys are available, as you can see. Zed already down to 36 HP, though, so slight advantage for CeX, but honestly, unless you can finish off that kill, it might not make the difference, because we just saw last round that Zed is more than capable of taking the heads of the CeX squad. Cinder here looking to try and push forwards, but he can't really do anything by himself here. Doesn't have really much to work with. He's got 4 grenades still, 2 flashbangs and a molly, as well as that smoke. So maybe if he can find a good flash out. But Mini again on this spot. Fingers crossed he'll be able to find his way into this game, because honestly, Mini hasn't really been stepping up in this match so far in terms of those kills, and again doesn't quite manage to find the shot for himself, and that is going to mean that Short completely now in control of CeX, and they're starting to push towards the site. You mentioned Reason does get complete white screen though, and will be taken out as Connor gets onto the site, but just look at how quickly this entire team is getting wiped out. Batham with an entire 5-man on his case, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do about this one as he just legs it. Yeah,
both unforced just go for the save right now, and I mean, it was so unfortunate for Mini because it is a really awkward angle to try and land that shot on from that elevated position when you're on the below angle, obviously looking up, and just couldn't quite do it. Everything sort of fell apart, but it was just great stuff from CeX there. A flurry of kills, everyone just landing their shots immediately off the bat. They just stormed their way out. They knew what they wanted, and they took it so heavy-handedly. And I mean, for me, that could be the game changer right now. There's nowhere near enough money in the Reason Bank. CeX looking very healthy as well. They've got a fairly nice economy left after this round. Nearly another gap kill actually coming out from Charlie. And this could actually be the 14th round on the board for CeX. And I feel like if we're getting that far, this is when it could just get way too out of control for Reason.
Another doorbang tag coming out from Charlie there onto Reason. He's been absolutely insane with that AWP, looking down mid every single round, and as well the scout wallbang headshot.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
But here we go, they're pushing onto this site. Spand already down. I was going to say it's 14 health, but down completely, in fact, is Rezu pushing up mid. He's looking for maybe a way onto the site, and he finds one for himself. Immediately looking to back away, though, and he absolutely needs to. Down to 5 HP, but will be able to find another one for himself anyway. And now he's pushing on towards this side, but will finally get taken down by Zed, who's been an absolute standout player right now for a reason. 2 versus 3, though. Only pistols in the hands of Mini and Batham. And it looks like Short is going to be the call right now, but the footsteps have been heard. Batham is on the scene, and he's ready to look for the headshot with the old trusty Desert Eagle in his hand. Medic pushing on forwards with the AK, but the shot misses from Batham, and now Medic knows exactly where he's pushing from.
He's aware, but he's paranoid as well. Focusing towards long right now. Knows that there's going to be someone else holding that angle, and that is going to be Mini. But he isn't actually trying to go overly aggressive. He is just waiting to see if Cinder would have tried to find his way through behind, but that bomb did come up short. Most likely just going to go for the short plant here and then back off. They do know that it is completely clear.
Well, now the question is, can Cinder actually get off the site in one piece? And the answer is no, as Batham puts one between his eyes and just takes him out. Medic now with the AK. He's going to be the last man remaining, but is it going to be enough? Mini only has the P250 to work with, but Zed has been an absolute monster with the AK so far, and he's going to be looking to protect his fellow counter-terrorist. And it's going to be Mini, in fact, with the P250 that finishes off the round. does have enough time to get the defuse as well, and it's going to be Reason even in the scoreboard once more. You were mentioning how CeX had just kind of ruined their economy with that last win, but it doesn't seem to matter to them as they've managed to find another equalizer.
Yeah, that's great stuff as well. Now they've got a lot of money to play with. CeX still going to be able to get the buyout. It's not really going to hurt them that bad, but it's good for Reason. They're starting to find their footing again. If they can follow their way through and finally start to just completely sand CeX down, they might actually be able to try and shut this game out.
There we go. Complete spread coming out from Reason. No commitment to either of the sites, really, just looking for some information at this point. Mid-focus here from CeX. Spandex doesn't know how close his shots were to Reason there, but obviously Reason still in CT. He's behind that wall, he's in safety, but the crosshair was definitely on his head. There we go. Looks like short again is going to be the call from CeX. That really seems to be the area that they are more than happy to focus on.
This is the thing, because the way they're playing it, they just allow them to take that short control, and it's reliant on the retake after the round, with Mini to try and sort of be the decider of just at least sort of his main role is basically he needs to shut them down. Like, it literally is all on him to actually pick them up from that car position, and unfortunately he hasn't had the best time. Just a lot of it actually coming down to timings of the push. It's been very iffy from how CeX have been playing it. But it does seem like this has just been a straight up elaborate ruse. Smoking through, and we do actually see Medic going for the drop straight through the CT smoke, trying to put that seed of doubt, and they've only just realised this isn't actually going to be a attack. It is all the way over at that B bomb site. Connor has to go huge here. Does land the headshot and the follow-up as well. Onto Resu, goes in for the hat-trick. He takes it so close to getting the quad bill, but it's nowhere near going to be enough before it finally gets shut down. It is a 3-on-2. The one-man advantage for the Reason Gaming side. Can they retake it? Finally, Spandex will get that bomb planted, but things are only just beginning, Joe.
They absolutely are. We said Connor has to step up, and that 3K might just have been enough to secure the Reason round right now. They're looking for the retake. Everybody getting into these positions. Charlie going to be waiting, though. Has that AWP, and he's been wrecking with it, but it's not going to be enough as he's looking towards window. Span now, the last man for Team CeX, but he's going to be going down. Batham finds yet another one, and it is going to be Reason taking the round. Connor almost single-handedly securing that one. Batham with a nice 2K towards the end of the round as well, but Connor just single-handedly halting CeX in their tracks from the B site, mowing them down.
See, this is what I was saying. When I said he impressed me so much throughout promotions, this is what I'm saying. It just comes down to this ridiculous moments when out of nowhere he just shines through and is able to step up to the mark and just go absolutely insane for an individual moment. And that was just huge. What a big play there to actually tide Reason over. Well, CeX not looking too healthy at all there, Joe. Things are starting to dwindle away. They have a little bit of economy to play with, but obviously two men actually dry. Medic actually with no rifle as well, and mid to B actually seems to be the port of call this time around.
I mean, we had a bit of a delay to kick things off. Reason finds one onto Charlie there. Had a bit of a delay to kick things off, but what a first game right now. This is so close, and honestly, this actually maybe could go to overtime with how both these teams have been playing, but Reason, I think they maybe have pulled themselves together a little bit here, and they're looking to try and just finish this one out. If they can win this round, CeX are not going to be in a good spot in terms of cash, but they definitely can't be counted out just yet. We've seen Cinder do crazy things so far this game, and in fact, we've seen pretty much every member of both teams this game do some crazy things. There's been a lot of rounds that should have been won that kind of went a little bit awry.
I mean, this is the thing, is it doesn't matter which side it has been. When they've got that sort of firepower behind them, it's been so close time and time again. And the amount of sort of ridiculous clutches that shouldn't have happened we've seen is just absolutely mind-boggling. But the A site, as per usual, is going to be under onslaught. That smoke's going to go down to try and zone them out from CT so they can't rotate their way in. The flashes will fly over, and then they're going to go for the peak. Resu trying to get the entry here. Can Mini finally tide up
Come on,
here?
Mini. Let's be having you, Mini. No, he's not going to be able to do anything. Resu finds that one. Reason on the scene. Does tag two of them down, but can't actually finish any of the kills off. Batham down at the bottom along will find one for himself, and Batham has been an absolute marksman this game so far. 3 versus 3 now. Is Cinder down to 9 HP, but it's going to be Connor pushing up from short, but gets shut down this time. He's not going to be able to get the 3K for himself, and now it's down to Zed. He's been absolutely massive this game, but it is going to be Cinder finishing him off. And CeX again managed to find the equalizer, 14-14. There's enough money right now for the Force buy, and I honestly think it has to come out for a reason.
Yeah, this is it. They are just going to go for the straight up force. I mean, they basically have to at this point. And this is do or die, really. If they don't win this round, there's no chance for them to actually really take it into overtime. It will just straight beat over, and it is going to be on Batham to really try and ward them off, but the bridge has been taken.
Yeah. That is not the player that they wanted to go down either. Batham has been such a huge factor for them. It's been the Batham and Zed show, really, coming out from Reason for a lot of the game, with Connor stepping in as well. But now, with Batham down, it's 5 versus 4, and CeX looking towards long, but the bomb still down in T-spawn right now. So they're really not committing to which site they want to go for just yet. It's going to be Connor with the AWP. Finds another one down long, and that is going to even the scoreboard.
What could actually be so detrimental to the health of CeX as well? It looks like they want to try and regroup their way and go up short. And look at the positioning of the CTs right now. Reason does have full information. Mini's there as well. We do have one man coming in from behind, which is going to be Zed. So they should be able to work out what's going on and deal with this fairly effectively. Unfortunately for Mini, his trigger patience finally snaps. He goes for a few pot shots, but couldn't land them. He's given away his position. Well, that doesn't mean Zed's game's up just yet. If he plays his cards right, this could completely shut down the plans of Reason. Good stuff from Mini there as well. He does actually land that headshot onto Medic. Laressu's going to trade it out. Still a 3-on-3. Make it a 3-on-2 as Zed comes in with just a measly CZ and sprays his way through Charlie. Now it's just Spandex and a very low Ressu scurrying their way towards that B-bomb site. Reason can essentially take it in his hands right now and just go overly aggressive if he wants to. He is going to try and do that. Shuts down the first man. Now just bides his time. Waits for his teammates to rotate over. There's no way they should be able to lose this round, Munch. The bomb is going to go down. Just tries to bait him out with the flake plant. He isn't going to fall for it. He's playing this perfectly. Just waiting for his teammates. They can retake together and shut him down as a trio.
Certainly can. They're looking to go for the push. It's all on Spandex's shoulders right now. He's going to look for the first one, gets it, but immediately is answered as they all push together. There's no way he can take that 1 versus 3 simultaneously. And it is going to be Reason with the defuse. And now Reason with match point. CeX with barely any money to work with right now. They've got to make this force buy work. They've got to find this round somehow. But the question is, how do they make that happen? We don't see... I was hoping we were going to see Charlie go for like a scout or something and just search for like a crazy pick down mid or just something.
I mean, this is the thing as well. With the buy they've sort of got, you want to try and go for that more explosive style of CS and maybe just send one man off as a bit of a lurk. Ressu, he's played that sort of role quite well in terms of just holding off like choke points, being more of an anchor of just a late round lurk. But it seems quite spread thin right now. They are fairly split up. Most likely just going to go for a late round mid to B. But the scary factor is, Reason, I thought he was actually boosted up inside a counter box here, but he is just holding from CT. This is still going to be a very effective shut up to shut down this play, and we've seen just how good of a job that B-bomb site has done of being defense. Like, Connor there has just been amazing at being able to rip through everyone that comes in front of him. Zed's there as well right now over with, I believe, Mini, so in terms of defense, it should be quite good. Unfortunately for Reason, obviously, he's not on top of that box. But if he wants to try and take the initiative here and charge through the smoke, there is only going to be 2 men waiting. Ressu completely blind as well. Gives away his position. Paranoid that he was actually boosted. But this is going to be that B play, Munch. Can they secure it, or is this going to be good night?
It's not very nice to call Ressu boosted like that. Oh, Zed finds one while blind through smoke right there. But he knows where Ressu is, and he's not going to be able to find the shot. Ressu managed to get it, and honestly, they're looking like they might be able to push this one into overtime. What a way to start the Premiership right now. First game of the season, and absolute nail-biter between these two teams. Connor and Batham still alive, though. Connor with that AWP, and honestly, he's been stepping up in this game. Batham as well. The entire first half was just destructive, and he's going to be able to find another one for himself. Connor now looking for Spanstorm, finds him as well, but he's still in a 1 versus 2. He's got the AWP, but he's not going to be able to find the kill, and it is going to be going to overtime in this very first game of the Premiership.
That is ridiculous. I mean, that is absolutely wild in somehow they were able to secure that. Things just didn't look too fantastic. I said they want to try and go for that more explosive play to, you know, really fit the role that Tech 9 suits. You want to go for that run and gun, explosive, very in your face, and I don't know, somehow they were just able to overwhelm that B-bomb site. Unfortunately for Zed, he got the opening frag, but it was too hard of a task to go on to link it into the follow-up. And things started to slip away. The retake, obviously, too hard of a portal call for him to be able to achieve, and once again, seems like B is going to be on the menu as they flood their way in. Only actually 1 man there this time. 2 of them playing from CT. 1 of them's already been dropped. That's Mini hitting the ground. Zed, though, being a little bit stealthy this time around, trying to land the shot, but he isn't going to be able to. Shots landed straight into his cranium. Gets blasted all over the box, and B is their domain immediately into overtime.
Certainly is, and now Reason 3 men remaining up against the full 5 of CEX. Honestly, this retake would be a difficult task to achieve, and I don't think they're even going to attempt it. I think they're just wanting to hold onto these weapons. They don't want to just throw that money to the wind, especially in the first round of overtime. You don't want to just throw away your economy. You've got to be able to go for those 4 buys. Obviously, they would be able to afford a 4 buy next round anyway, but you want to just hold on to as much cash as possible at this point.
That's the thing, especially with MR 310k. Like, you don't want to just ruin yourself for that final round and have nothing, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle. And they've invested quite a lot into that. Obviously, Connor with the AWP and full utility across the board. And unfortunately for Batham, that weapon is going to be pried out of his cold dead hands, taken by Cinder.
Yeah, he's going to be very happy with that. Connor did manage to save the AWP, though, which is going to be huge here. But Charlie's got one on the T side. We've seen him get about 6 wall bangs this game. So I don't know if it's really worth Connor peeking in mid.
Ooh. He actually landed that as well. His tags that down, 35 HP, again with a cross every time. That's ridiculous.
Well, Rezu does go down elsewhere on the map by Batham. So it's a good start to the round for Reason as Medic starting to push out towards Pit. He knows someone's there. He knows Batham's around. Obviously, Batham just got the kill onto Rezu, so that will have been communicated. But it's just going to be an aim battle right now. He can hear Batham just bouncing around in the pit. He knows he's there for certain. I think Batham may be just trying to bait him here, but there's no rotation from anyone else on his team, so.
Yeah, it was quite nice for Batham. Just going for the information phase to just try and bait him in, as you were saying, to get a little bit of a extra bit of information to work out what is actually going on to the round. Oh, unfortunate for Connor. He was actually just playing from that shocks angle, so you get the immediate frag, then just drop off if you miss it. So, unfortunately, couldn't actually take down Charlie and bring it into a better situation for Reason. But he does get away with his life, which isn't going to be too unhappy about. I do like the fact, obviously, Reason as well elevated. I wanted to see last time around this little boost position on top of the boost box. You can see over the smoke if they go for the mid-speed play. And this should counter what Medic's doing right here with a backup of Cinder. Actually running straight through it, which makes it even easier for him as he just switches his way around, takes him down, does actually drop off now as well. And he seems hungry for the second frag. A little bit of a spam comes out, but he couldn't quite connect it. And he does eventually go down, but Connor connects 2 6 shots immediately off the bat there. That's ridiculous. Just single-handedly running away with the game now. And it's just on Cinder, trapped, alone, like a lost child in Asda in CT Sport.
Well, we'll see whether he can make his way to the checkout and get on home towards the end of this round. It doesn't look like it, though. I think he's going to be hunted in the end, and it will be Batham to finish off the round and even things up once again, 16-16. But Connor, we mentioned how he had to step up. And honestly, in the first half of this game, it didn't look like he was going to. He didn't really... I didn't feel like he was a massive star player.
I was sort of saying we might see.
Exactly. But the longer the game has gone on, it seems like he's just into his element now. He keeps on making these plays, keeps on making things happen. And granted, he's not even going positive right now. He's 25 for 27. But if you single-handedly win rounds, it doesn't matter what your kill death is.
That's the thing. The impact frags that he's actually had have been so helpful to the side that it's been absolutely crazy. And I like the fact that obviously he's actually taken the AWP off Mini here. Mini didn't seem to actually be having the best game right now in terms of his AWPing capability. He's been struggling a little bit playing that angle on towards short. But Connor's just been going off with the AWP. We've seen that behind him, and clearly he's looking like he's having a game with it, so that's been a bit of a trade that goes out. This also helps Mini as well, because he can go back into that more organic role that we see towards the bomb site. And he's done a fantastic job of actually defending it so far, so this has really helped out Reason. Could be the key factor.
And now it's going to be Medic on point here, looking for a way onto this B site. Mini is going to be looking towards mid now, throwing out a flash so that his teammate can check that, but not going to find anything just yet. Rezu actually getting tagged out a little bit there. I think someone spotted him and just trying to get a pot shot off. It's not really going to be the end of the world, though. He's still on over 80 HP. And Team CEX don't seem to know where they want to commit just yet. They're still kind of waiting for that information, waiting for a tell that's going to say which site is going to be the one that they can really achieve something at.
See fingers as well. They actually spot out Resu's position here. They should be aware this is going to be a mid to B, because he's always played this lurk towards mid. He's the only one that ever goes for it, so they have actually called him out.
Oh, Zed.
It's not even going to matter. Zed going huge, as you said. The 3K comes out already, wants to go in for the hat trick.
This is the same spot that he did it last time. He just tears people up from behind this box. He's looking for the fourth, and he will find it. Zed single-handedly winning the round. Another 4K for him. Every single time they let him there with the silenced M4, he will tear the team apart in CEX.
It's very odd as well, because every time it seems like they just completely it all just goes away. As soon as the first man goes down, all structure completely goes out the window for him. They don't use that utility either, and it just allows them to go into his element. 30 frags on the board already, and he is showing no signs of slowing down. This is absolutely insane.
I'm pretty sad for Charlie so far this game. He's been doing crazy things down mid with that AWP, but he's not actually managed to get that many kills on the board. He's just been tagging people every time. Can't quite find the headshot, can't quite find the body shot.
It's still going to be effective later on into the round, and he has actually done a great job of it as well. I believe essentially every round he was, you know, at least tagging one person down to below 50 HP on that cross, which is it's a hard task to actually do efficiently, and he did a good job, quite consistent.
This is the thing, it's like he has been a very effective player. It just doesn't show on that scoreboard. It's I feel a little bit sad for him on that one, but
I like this as well, because Reason obviously learning from what happened in the first half. Although 9 times out of 10 with teams, when you go into overtime, you do usually throw out a lot of the stuff from sort of regular time out the window and just go a little bit more crazy to try and catch your opponent off guard. Cinder was always going quite aggressive towards upper tunnels. And we saw a lot of pushes towards long as well. So what Reason have obviously done, they've read that and decided we are just going to go for the slow default for the first sort of 30 seconds of the round to see if they do try that. But this time around, they've restricted themselves a little bit and decided to calm it down. And they have actually been able to hold on to their utility for quite a long time. So that is going to force them to burn a bit of time off before they finally go for this peak. Connor is going to be the man to try and open it, though. And this will be a late round A-take with a lurk in Zed once again. Obviously, if they find him towards long, they should be able to realize what's going on here. But it doesn't seem like Spandex will go overly aggressive. But Munch, who is going to win this one?
Well, Charlie's on the site, and he's looking to try and even up his kill death right now. Bathan finds one, though, and Charlie answers. Can't quite find the no-scope, though. And guess what onto Bathan? What was that? Gets the third one as well onto Reason, and now Spandex is pushing onto their site. But here we go. Just can't quite finish this one off. The 2 CTs pushing on in, but Zed again on the scene. And Zed has been another one of these players that is more than capable of going for it, but ran out of time, can't get the plant down. Will be able to hold on to his AK. I say that. Yeah, he does manage to hold it in the end. What a play coming out there from Charlie, though.
That is ridiculous. Single-handedly just swiping away all the momentum from that side and annihilating everyone. And I mean,
I love how that happens the second I call him out as well. The second I call him out, he's like, "You what, mate? Don't you talk about me like that?" But Zed pushing down.
That is the Charlie that we saw at the finals.
That's what I want to see every round. Seems like a tall order to see that every round, but you know, hard guy to impress.
See, Reason actually spiced it up quite a lot here as well, going very aggressive towards long. We saw how they've tried to go for that more slow style of CS to actually confuse their opponents, but now just straight taking whatever they want. Map control has been given to them fairly easily. They do have a really good setup for the retake here in terms of things for CeX. And we saw them doing a fantastic job of that in regular time. If they can go back to that old form, this is a round that looks like it could peak out in their favour. Obviously, they need to win the following 2. Either one of these teams needs to pick up the next 2 rounds to actually win the game, or we will see it go into a double OT. And let's see how that's going to go down into this one.
Connor is just laying in wait on long. The rest of his team going to be following close behind as they push on out. The wall of smokes is going to get them past that gap over towards CT. Medic spots them, though. Can't quite find the tags. Still full AKs right now for Reason, but they're out of grenades. Just a couple of flashes remaining. It is going to be Bathan looking for one. The tags are coming out, but nobody's actually managed to secure a kill just yet. Cinder surviving a little bit longer than I feel like he should have right there. Here we go, Jackie. They're pushing on towards the site, and the retake is on right now.
Well, the shots are coming out. Reason taking the helm. Immediate 2K on the board. Can he lead it onto the hat-trick? Only 1 HP, but he's still trying to fight through it. Unfortunately, he will get taken down. It's just left on Zed. The Molotov actually goes out. It forces Charlie off the bomb, but it burns into a crisp. And Zed goes back in for the frag.
Zed is just insane right now. Gets one with the molly, completely denies the defuse. Perfectly timed, I've got to say, as well. Finishes both of them off, secures an 18th round for Reason. And now CEX, it's all or nothing. Medic having to go for the P90 as Connor finds one, and that's Charlie, the guy that we've been heralding as this king of mid when it comes to sniping, is going to go down. Connor stepping up,
as well, and he's
finds a second one onto Rezu, and he might have just secured the game right now for Reason.
And this is what I was saying, the powerhouse behind Connor. He's picked up that AWP. He said, I'm not going to have the first pick, I'm going to have the second one as well, and it looks like he's actually hungry for some more.
And rightly so. This guy's obviously got a bit of an appetite on him. And what a way to make your entrance into the Premiership. What a way to say, I am one of the players that is here to stay. And honestly, if Reason can play like they did on the rounds that they were winning, they are looking to be an incredibly strong team. And CEX as well, while they're on form, they are on form. But it's just a matter of consistency. Can they keep that up throughout the rest of the season? Can they consistently get these rounds on the board? Mini pushing up forwards here. Cinder going to be looking for the equalizer. Spotted out, though. And we'll have to back away. 47 HP remaining, so he has to be very careful in this next duel. It's headshot or bust right now.
Yeah, not a single bullet actually landed onto Millie there from the off angle. So
I don't think he even shot back.
Yeah. Spandex right now. He's going to hear the pit power of their footsteps, aware completely of what's going on, but obviously knows he can't do anything on his lonesome. We'll wait for his teammates, and basically this has to be the retake of the century if they want to do anything. This could be the end for Team CeX in the very first match of the Season 3 of the Premiership.
Here they go as they push towards the ace. They've got to make something happen right now. They don't have time to save these weapons because this is the final round of overtime. It's going to be Batum on the scene, just wiping them out, denying anything. Mini found one for himself as well, but Batum with the double will